Hello and welcome. My name is Jennifer Long. I am a modern ragdoll designer and quilt pattern designer for Be So Inspired. I am so happy to have you here. Today we are going to learn how to make a quick and simple, fun pom-pom. So there's tons of ways to make pom-poms. We're going to just use stuff you have at home, but we are going to make a really tiny, delicate pom-pom, small enough for your dolls. So you can embellish your dolls with them in their hair, on their clothing, in any way that you like. I should mention before we get started that pom-poms are small, or the ones we're going to make today are very tiny. And so that means that you need to be careful when you have pom-poms this size around small children. They can become a choking hazard no matter how many times you sew them tight by hand onto your doll's clothing. So just make sure that the children that you are giving these pom-poms to, if they are around, that they are age appropriate. All right, let's get started. So come and join me here. Here we are going to make these wonderful textured, beautiful looking pom-poms. So if you can see all these wonderful little threads on this pom-pom, we're going to make these. These are about a 1-inch diameter pom-pom, and we are going to make them in many different colors. So I am just using a DMC embroidery thread. I have boxes and boxes of this left to me by my grandmother that had a fabric and knitting store. So we're going to use some DMC embroidery thread. Love it. And then we are going to make these wonderful, cute little pom-poms. You'll need a pair of sharp little scissors, and you'll need a good sized kitchen fork. So depending on the prongs and the width, this is going to be how wide my pom-pom is. So this is just slightly over an inch. And the length, the longer they are, the easier it will be to manage, but the length is not as important as the width. We're going to use an entire skein of embroidery floss. I've unraveled mine already here just for ease for this tutorial. So to get started, I just simply place it on the fork and put my thumb over it. I can have a little bit hanging off, and it won't matter because we are going to be trimming that after. So once I get wrapping it onto that, it's going to hold it nice and strong, and all you have to do is wrap. So you want to have it fairly uniform, so you're going to wrap it over. You don't want to cover the whole fork from here to here. You want to kind of keep rolling over the same area pretty much. You can make it a little bit wider, but if you get it too wide, you're going to have trouble with the second part, which is tightening that center. So we're just going to roll pretty much till the whole thing. We're going to leave about 6 inches at the end of the skein unwrapped. We're almost there. It doesn't take long with these pom-poms. You can just whip them out as quickly as you can get your supplies. So that's really fun, and it's a wonderful way to hand make an embellishment for your doll. So there we go. I've wrapped it almost to the end. I've got a little bit left here. I'm going to cut some off, and again, it doesn't matter how much because I'm going to trim it after. This is my remaining piece, and it doesn't have to be super long unless you're going to use it to tie onto your doll somehow. So using the middle prong, I'm going to place that piece in through the center and have it come out the back side. And then I'm going to bring it up through the middle of those prongs and around. So it's wrapping at the back all the way, and it's going to wrap at the front. This is going to be the trickiest part of the whole process, is this knot. So it would be wonderful if you had a little helper that could just, when you pull it really, really tight, they could just keep their finger there so that you don't lose that tension. Because the tighter you can make this, the sort of more stability your pom-pom will have, and the more poof it will have coming from the center. Go. So it'll look like this on the fork at the front and at the back, and we are going to slide it off the prongs. It looks kind of like a tiny little bow, and it's nice and tight in the center. And we're going to use this to trim. And all we're going to do is slide it through those hoops and keep trimming all the way around. Look how cute and wonderful and fuzzy that looks already. So embroidery floss is wonderful because it already has 6 strands per strand. And so you're going to be able to get that texture to see all of those strands as you open it up. So there you go. We're going to just fluff it up. You work your little pom-pom and then keep fluffing it. Any of these extra pieces that are too long, you're going to take your scissors and just give it a little haircut. So just give it a bit of a trim all the way around. Keep fluffing and trimming until you are happy with how it looks. There you go. And you have yourself a wonderful little textured pom-pom. Thank you for joining me today. If you liked this video, I would love it and appreciate it if you'd hit subscribe and like. And you can join me at besoinspired.com to get our free newsletters full of lots of fun free tutorials and free tips and tricks. Can't wait to see you there.